Okay. We shall resume. No zoom out this time. No news either. I want to go visit my daughter. But I guess I can't. That's the door. But it will not allow me to interact. Hi, Devils. I really wanted to see how that kind of storyline ended. And now we have ended that storyline. And we're going on to Act 2 of the game. I'm not super pleased with how Act 1 ended. Oh. Well, I went the right direction. Ah, breaking news. I think it's finally becoming public. Or somebody's done a hack. Hello, fellow citizens. We are the liberators, defenders of progress, freedom, and reason. These values have been integral to our society for centuries. But lately, they have come increasingly under threat. Religious radicals, calling themselves the Soviet Front, are aiming to establish a theocratic government on Drovia. The Soviet faith is based on superstition and rejects science, to the point where it endangers the lives of everyone under its thumb. We all saw 4 decades ago what happens when a Soviet state is left to its own devices. We can't let history repeat itself. We demand President Robertson end this madness now. Put a stop to all the independence talks and reinstate Bulgarian rule. We removed the radical Soviet Joseph Benny to get it started. Oh, taking credit. You don't start implementing measures to meet our demands. More Soviet lives will be spent to protect our collective future. Soviet population on Gara will be taken hostage until the Garian population on Drovia is guaranteed its freedom. We must stand up for them if our government won't. Await our next move within 48 hours. It won't be as silent as the first one. Yeah, phone call, for sure. Comrade, did you see that? Yeah. It was on all screens across the city. Come to HQ immediately. Alright, the plot moves forward. So I guess that's why Super Base meant by you didn't get the actual suspect. We have 48 hours. I don't need to run. I'm just gonna stroll coolly with my hands in my pocket. What are you doing out here? Thinking. Strange how the city looks the same as always, as if nothing happened. But that's a good thing, right? Fucking liberators. Ridiculous name. From whom are they liberating us? From a handful of superstitious lowers? Pathetic bullshit. Every single institution on this planet upholds the freedom of our people and their values. It's not like we're letting some religious fanatics take over the solar system. And somehow we didn't know anything about those fuckers before everybody else. Subaru says, I will say though, it isn't who I thought it was. Ooh. One more thing we missed. The fact that we messed up at Joris Plaza doesn't help either. They had to put the sniper in a coma. The other guy's dead. It's going to be hard to make progress with no one left to interrogate. Do we at least know who they are? We scanned them. Sniper's a complete ghost. He got a fake ID right before he checked into that hotel. The other guy's a businessman from Drovia. His name is Abraham Gonzalez. He's the CEO of a company called Power Up. They manufacture Tellurium-based batteries. Both the guy and his company seem harmless, no criminal record. Strange. Why would someone from Drovia help an anti-Drovian terror organization? I have no clue. What about the woman? Any updates on her? Nothing so far, but we do have another lead. Saito is trying to find out where the announcement was broadcast earlier. Maybe he's found out something already. Why don't you go inside and ask? He's in our office. I'll catch up with you in a minute. Will do. Did we secure the drive the sniper tried to hand over? Yeah. And what's on it? About that. The chief said the Attorney General seized it. She said she has to evaluate if we have the required clearance level. The AG? Are you kidding me? That's a crucial piece of evidence. We need it. I suppose they'll let us in on it soon. There's no time to waste. We have to assume the next attack is less than 48 hours away. The higher-ups know what they're doing. You think? Let it go, Conrad. Go talk to the chief yourself if you have a problem. Ah, and one more thing. There's an article about Gonzalez's company in the news today. You might want to download it and have a look. Is there a news thing down here? Here. Here either. No arms, no problem. Norton. I don't even want to know what that means. Ah, right here. What a twist! It's no secret that the Drovia-based Power Up, one of the planet's most important battery producers, has been facing monetary difficulties for several months now. Technological developments over the last few years made tellurium the most effective material to build high-performance batteries, overtaking lithium and others by far when it comes to battery life and weight. However, since Drovia is a Garian colony with no economic autonomy, Power Up doesn't have the right to buy its tellurium directly from the mining companies based on Drovia. The latter are forced to sell the resource to Gara, which in turn sells the tellurium to all companies processing the material, including those on Drovia. In light of this development, it has become increasingly difficult for non-Garian companies to keep prices competitive. This has put Power Up, like many others, in an increasingly difficult spot. So they're forcing the planet to sell the resource to them, and then they sell it back at a higher price. This seems awful. Did not come as a surprise, therefore, when its CEO and founder Abraham Gonzalez publicly supported the cause of Drovian fight for independence last week. As a representative of the Association of Drovian Electrics Companies, he accompanied Minister Bani on his business trip to Gara to defend the interests of his industry during the discussions between Drovia and Gara. Alright. Evening, Neil. Hey, Saito. How's it going? Not gonna lie, that video was a little upsetting. I mean, I know that my religion is strange to some people in Gara, but an anti-Soviet terror group? That's something else. Didn't realize he's Soviet. Should I be worrying about wearing my scarf in public now? I think those people are idiots, and I'm sure the vast majority of Garians agree with me. I know. Hey, I also have some good news. I found out where the Liberators video was broadcast from. It's a company called AdSpot. They own most of the billboards in the city. You want an ad played, you go to them. I took a shot in the dark and checked ongoing police operations in the center. And what do you know? Someone at AdSpot made an emergency call tonight. Apparently, an intruder forced their way into their server room and gained access to a computer. I made contact with the local police department. They sent 2 officers who secured the scene and are waiting for you to come have a look. Fast as lightning, Saito. Great work. Well done. Conrad and I will go to AdSpot and have a look around. We really need to get ahead of this one and prevent another attack. Why don't you follow up on some leads while we're gone? Trace the perp's payment to the hotel, as well as the mysterious transaction to the escort. And maybe we can find out where the sniper's accomplice got her face changed. Conrad, I'm taking off from the roof. Want to hitch a ride? You know I don't. Was worth a try. Meet you at AdSpot then. I need some fresh air. I'll come with you, Gary. I wonder why... I mean, obviously from a design perspective, taking the train is kind of nifty, but like, I wonder why the character does not like the air cars. Because it's been made clear he does not like them. And always takes the subway, but I'm curious why.
During the train ride, every screen in the city had been playing news reports about the Liberators' announcement. They were the first violent domestic terror group with a political motive in recent Garian history. But there was something else that struck me about them. This wasn't the usual MO of a conservative group trying to maintain the status quo. It felt much more like revolutionaries hoping to effect change by resorting to drastic measures.
Dude, these tunes. They are nice. Ooh, broken glass. There's a lot more glass lying outside than inside, like somebody broke out. And he seems pretty nervous about his boss. Hey, Conrad, this is Officer Wong, my colleague, Neil Conrad. Thank you for filling me in, officer. We'll take it from here. Conrad, the security guard who called the police is still inside. Let's go talk to him. He works for a security firm named Cox that was contracted by AdSpot to monitor their offices at night. I already informed their CEO, Albert Cox, about the intrusion. Or rather, his secretary. She told me he has been at a business meal since 1730. It is evening, so that makes sense. But she said she's asked him to return to the office for questioning soon. First, let's hear what the guard has to say. I'm not panicking. You're being careless. I want you to promise me that you stay home today, okay? Oh, the officers are here. I'll call you back later. Good evening, Mr. Brown. We need to ask you a few questions. Officers, I really don't understand how it happened. I was just getting coffee in here and then... I mean, I can't have an eye on all the rooms at the same time, right? It wasn't my fault. Calm down, sir. We're not accusing you of anything. My boss won't be happy at all when he hears about this. Could you tell us what happened from the start? The broadcast began around 1800. Where were you at that time? As I said, I had left my post at the front desk for a short break and was having a coffee in here. I heard the sound of shattering glass and I ran looking for the noise. When I arrived in the server room, I saw the broken window and the video playing on screen. I stopped the broadcast as quickly as I could. It all just took a few seconds. Hold on. They managed to climb in, log into the computer, and start that video within a few seconds? It seems that way. Did you see anyone when you entered the server room? No, it was empty. I went to look outside, but they were already gone. So to be clear, the video could have only played for a few seconds? No more than 10. And if you stop it here, it immediately stops everywhere? Yeah, the screens across the city just mirror the ones in here. Look, my boss will say it's all my fault, but I swear to you, Okay, thank you, that's all for now. Comrade, I'm sending a sheet to your cell. Have a look around and see if you can find out who started that broadcast. I mean, it's gotta be the guy, right? He said it could only go for a few seconds, but it went... I mean, the entire thing played. So, it was more than just 10 seconds. Also, there's a lot more glass on the outside of the building than the inside. Like, somebody from the inside broke the window to look like somebody broke in. Seems very sloppy. Seems like it might be an inside job. Excuse me, Mr. Brown. Anything else you want to know? What's your relationship with your boss? Honestly, I can't say he likes me. I think he's been looking for a reason to fire me for a while. I think I only got the job because one of his top men vouched for me. I see. Anything else you want to know? About tonight. Did you leave the building at any time? Only one time when I went looking for the intruder and I came right back. Did anyone enter the building except for you? Just me and whoever started the broadcast. Can I go home soon? My wife's a Soviet, and after that video today, I'm afraid you'll have to stay for a little longer and help us find the people behind all this. I'd feel better if I was with her. Called her earlier and told her to stay home, but she wouldn't listen. I see. That's all for now. Alright, so nothing in the break room. Hey Saito, could you do me a favor? Of course, shoot. There's a presence sensor at the entrance of AdSpot's server room. Any chance you could pull its data from around the time the broadcast was started? Give me a sec, I'll check. I got access, but the sensor doesn't store any names. However, I could provide you with a list of every time someone passed through that door around 18 o'clock. Great, that would be helpful. Alright, sending it to you now. Remember that sensor reacts every time someone uses the door, no matter if they're going in or out. Gotcha. Talk to you later. A new message from Dating Elite. List of presence detector entries. 1756, 1801, 1802. They might still be in there. Entry, exit, entry? There should be 4. This must be the computer they used to broadcast the video. Looks like someone smashed the server room window. I guess if somebody went in and then went out through the window, that would be 3. Sir. You need help? I'm here. I'm doing when you find something. Maybe I can talk to Brown about the 3 entries. Please tell my boss it wasn't my fault. Guess not. Okay. I am missing a clue. So let's keep looking. Okay, nothing in here. Guess I can walk around outside some more. Yes. Security information. This is APHIS A420 door card scanner. People are logged every time they pass through the door. Model doesn't distinguish between people entering or leaving the building. So Cox Security Services is Brown. So he got to work at 1700. Again, it's a weird number. Excuse me, Mr. Brown. Anything else you want to know? I saw you used a door card to enter and exit the building. Yeah, Cox Security has 2 door cards for AdSpot. This one and another one in a locker at our office. Only our boss, me, and the other guard assigned to AdSpot can open it. They're not personalized or anything. We just grab one at HQ before we come here. Who's the other guard? His name's James Moore. He's been working for the boss for a long time. We alternate shifts here at AdSpot. Today's my turn. I see. That's all for now. So the question is, Brown or Moore? And I apparently have enough information. Well, let's think about if it was Moore, the other guy, not Brown. Brown enters at 1700. Moore enters at 1750, whatever. Goes into the server room. Hang on. This is going to be the doors. This is going to be the server room. Brown enters for his shift. Moore enters to go do his server thing. He goes and looks at the server and starts the thing up. And then he leaves through the window, which is why there's more glass on the outside, because he broke his way out. And then there's 2 checks left for each one, which is our guy Brown going to the server room to turn it off and then leaving the server room, and then going outside to look for the perp, coming back inside. So I think it's Moore. I think that makes sense. And we'll see if I'm right. Because otherwise, I don't think the maths. Took a look at the broken windows. A lot more glass lying outside than inside. Pretty sure it was smashed from the inside, not the outside. You're saying they broke the window to get out, not in. Exactly. I think whoever started the broadcast walked in through the front door, played the video, smashed the window, climbed through it, and ran away. Why break the window at all, then? Probably conceal the real way they got in. If our perp entered through the front door, they must possess an AdSpot door card. That leaves us with a limited circle of suspects. Apart from the employees of AdSpot, 3 people from Cox Security have access to door cards as well. Cox himself, Brown, and his colleague Moore. Moore works here as well. He and Brown take turns surveilling the facility. Any idea which of them started the video? Yeah, someone with a Cox Security door card entered the building at 7:55, shortly before the broadcast began. Can't have been Brown. He passed by the door 3 times since he arrived, which placed him inside. Couldn't he have climbed back in through the broken window to avoid the scanner at the door? No, that's evident from the data at the server room door. Saito pulled it for me. There's another scanner there. Only two other people have access to Cox's door cards, James Moore and their boss. Cox has been at a business meal since 1730, so Moore is the only suspect left. Good work, Conrad. I'll send a unit to arrest him immediately. You and I should pay his boss a visit and see what he has to say. Should be back at his office by now. I'll send you Cox's address. Get to the train. I'll meet you there. Roger that. So, I mean, seems like my reasoning was correct. Based on that explanation. Walking back to the train. I do enjoy that he's like, I want to take the train because it's moodier and I am a noir hero. Oh. Hey, Saito. Neil, good news. I managed to crack the cell of that businessman, Abraham Gonzalez. Found a deleted message that is extremely interesting. Seems like someone hired him to fetch the data module on Gara. And here's the kicker. The message was sent from the Mercurius network. The what now? The Mercurius network is only accessible to really big companies. They have to be publicly traded and count more than 10,000 employees. What's more, the message was sent via a highly encrypted channel of the network. Those are exclusively available to high-ranking executives. That means whoever sent the message to Gonzalez is someone high up at a big company. Not just high up, practically has to be the CEO. Good job, Saito. Sounds like a solid lead. I'll forward you the message and a list of all companies in the solar system that match the criteria. I'm also opening a sheet about who is behind the Liberators. Oh, one more thing. I also managed to extract a message from the sniper's cell. Looks like he sent it to the woman who stole the data from our chief. You might want to have a look at that as well. I'll forward it to your cell. Copy that. Talk to you later. List of companies. Companies behind the Liberators. Well, Millix is on the list. As is Dyson. So, Forward. Our deal. Saito. Forwarded message. Mr. Gonzalez, as promised, I am sending you more detailed instructions for your mission on Gara. On 1845-04 at 8:30 in the morning, you will wait for your contact in person at the big fountain on Jor's Plaza. She will hand you a data stick that you will take with you when you leave the planet in the evening. As soon as you have left the Garan network, you will be provided with the exact address to send the data to. As agreed, you are strictly forbidden from asking questions or trying to find out what the data is about. Discretion is of the utmost importance for this mission. As soon as the module is in my possession, the agreed-upon fee will be transferred to your bank account. Sincerely. Zora, you probably figured out by now I lied to you about Williams asking me to take care of the handover. Pretty sure you're mad as hell, and I'm sorry for that. Thing is, I have a bad feeling about this whole mission, and I really couldn't stand it if you got hurt. We promised each other that this was the last job we would accept, and that we would get out of it all afterwards. However, over the last few days, I realized that going back to normal after all of those years scares the shit out of me. I'm not like you. What I'm trying to say is, if I don't get out of this, I want you to quit nonetheless and do what we were planning to do. I'm sure it will make you happy, maybe not immediately, but surely after a while. If everything goes as planned, I'll be with you in no time, and I'm sure I'll find a way to get used to normal life. If it doesn't, don't look back and don't come looking for me. Boyd. It's kind of sad. Going back to the train. We're going back to the train, yeah. Gonna take the train. Going in the back car. $19.54. Getting to be late night. Go to Cox Security. Right. Thank goodness this game reminds me of what I'm supposed to be doing, because I wouldn't remember. Phone call. Hey, Gary. Conrad, I'm having car troubles, but I'll be there soon. Car troubles, huh? Save it, Conrad. This is literally the first time you got somewhere faster than me. While you're waiting, you could swing by the restaurant where Cox presumably had dinner and check his alibi. We asked for them to send over tonight's surveillance footage. They said their camera is unfortunately broken right now. Seems to be one of those locations where privacy is part of the service. The restaurant is on the layer above Cox's office and the train station. Go upstairs and take a left. You could have a chat with his wife if she's still here. Her name is Yvonne Cox. Roger that. See you in a bit. I'll have a call when I have an ETA. So the level above the train and to the left. Well, that's security. I want the restaurant. Oh. I guess not. Okay. I may have misunderstood what he said. If I go back to the log, let me check. Oh, above Cox's office. Okay, my bad. Oh, you see if there are stairs that go further up. Does not seem like it. I'm gonna try taking the stairs over here. Go up the stairs and take a left. Good evening, sir. Do you have a reservation? Evening. I'd like to talk to Yvonne Cox. Is she here? I must ask, is she expecting you? Not really, no. I'm sorry, but I can only let you in as part of a reservation. Neil Conrad, CDI, will you please lead me to Miss Cox? Would you please follow me? Sir. And that is why it is vital that we keep negotiating with them no matter what Albert says. Miss Cox? Yes? Who are you? Neil Conrad, CDI. Sorry to interrupt, but I'd like to ask you a few questions. CDI? What did I do to deserve your attention? It's about your husband, actually. Well... Excuse me, Mr. Conrad. Jacqueline Hendricks, attorney at law. Miss Cox is my client. You realize she is not obligated to give you any information about... It's okay, Jacqueline. Let's talk, Mr. Conrad. Would you mind if we stepped outside? I need some fresh air. Jacqueline's a little overprotective sometimes. That's how, a lawyer is worth their salt. You said this was about Albert. What does he want to ask me? I was wondering if you could tell me where your husband was around 6 o'clock tonight. We met here with Jacqueline at 17:30 and discussed some business decisions over dinner. About half an hour ago, Albert got a phone call and excused himself. That was us. Sorry for interrupting your dinner. Did Mr. Cox act strange in any way over the last few days? I have no idea. Last time I saw him before tonight must have been 2 weeks ago. Albert and I don't live together anymore. We have all but separated. You're getting a divorce? Maybe. It would be very complicated for our businesses. I see. Well, that's all for now. Thank you for taking the time. Gary, what's up? I'll be there in 10 minutes. What about you? Did you talk to the wife? Yeah, she corroborates his alibi. Do you believe her? I didn't have the impression she'd lie to protect him. Their marriage is apparently more of a pragmatic arrangement at this point. I see. Listen, I've got bad news. Moore's not home. He's on a holiday, according to his wife. She said he went to Manami Tree Resort. We're currently trying to confirm this and get a hold of him. Why don't you go talk to Moore's wife? See if you buy that story. Saito says you're very close by. Move up a layer or two and make a right to leave the market. You should find her apartment there. Come back down to Cox's office when you're done. It's right near the train station. I'll be there in 10.
On my way up to Moore's apartment, I walked through aromatic clouds of fried rice, fish, and mystery meat. I'd been down to Paloon Market once before, with Catherine. It almost surprised me to see that none of the platforms had collapsed in the years since. People were still selling the same junk, some of it probably stolen halfway across the planet.
They definitely give you a vibe, like a visual vibe in this game. Like, atmosphere is excellent. Anybody home? Who's there? Agent Neil Conrad, CDI? I already talked to your colleagues. I know, I'm sorry to bother you once more. You said that your husband went on vacation, is that correct? Why don't you come in? Can I see your badge? Of course. James went to Manami Tree Resort. His flight left last night after work. Is there a way to contact him? He left his cell here because he wanted some peace and quiet. What exactly do you want from him? I hope he's not in trouble. Why would you say that? Does he get in trouble a lot? No, not lately. Wouldn't everybody be worried about the CDI knocking on their door? Not lately? Does your husband have a criminal record? He made some mistakes years ago, and he did his time for it. What did he do? His boss asked him to make a delivery of illegal substances. James got caught, and his boss said he knew nothing about it. Who was his boss at the time? Not Mr. Cox, I suppose. Oh, it was Cox, all right. James was in prison for almost a year and went right back to working for him. He didn't hold a grudge at all? Let's say he didn't have much of a choice. It's hard enough finding a job nowadays, even more so with a criminal record. Thank you, Mrs. Moore. That's all for now. If your husband gets in touch, tell him to contact me. Here's my cell info. So, maybe it was Moore, but at the behest of Cox. Do you mind if I have a quick look around? Look around? Why not, but please don't make a mess. A single plate in the sink. Looks like she had dinner alone. Oxidinol, a highly addictive substance used in lung disease treatment. Oh, did I just get some news? Millix wins 10-year court case. Negotiations in the Hope scandal finally come to a close. Oh, this is from years ago. 1838 and 1831. Negotiations in the Hope scandal finally came to a close last Monday. Millix Mining had made negative headlines almost 16 years ago when hundreds of employees filed a class action lawsuit against the mining giant. Many of them had suffered permanent lung damage after allegedly having been exposed to harmful gases over prolonged periods of time in the mining chamber dubbed Hope on Femus. A long, slow, and expensive back and forth of appeals followed until last week when the Interplanetary Court finally ruled the company would not be held accountable and did not have to compensate the alleged victims. This conclusion is viewed by many as a great failure of the federal justice system. Neither the mining lobby's system-wide influence nor the Federation's interest in Millix's economic success are a secret, leading many to openly question the integrity of the court's decision. Charges against Cox Security. Last week, a delivery van belonging to company Cox Security was stopped as part of a routine traffic control. Police found an undisclosed amount of mind-altering substance stowed away under the loading area and arrested the driver on the spot. Facing charges of drug trafficking, CEO of Cox Security has denied any involvement and claimed the driver was acting of his own accord. If the driver admits fault, he's looking at up to 1 year in prison. So that's news clippings that they kept. Looks like that's all we got. So. Tell Gary what I found. Conrad, how'd it go with Moore's wife? Well, she doesn't seem to know what her husband is up to. I took a look around the place, though. Good, we need all the information we can get. I'm almost at Cox's building. Meet you there.
Oftentimes in our investigations, the obvious solution would turn out to be the right one. People usually acted in accordance with their interests and their emotions. Whoever we first thought did it, they often turned out to have done it. With Moore and everyone else we had met so far, it always felt that we were at least one step removed from the truth. Nothing about this case was obvious.
Yeah, so a lot of this is kind of sad and depressing and, commenting on inequality in society. But it's really good. It's kind of the sci-fi speculative fiction kind of thing that I enjoy. Can I go this way? Oh, it's Gary. Hello, sir. Conrad, we need to go up here. Cox has been waiting for us for a while. What's with the shabby building? I thought this was a big company. It's just one of their bases of operation, apparently. Listen, Conrad, I just got a call from the AG. She ordered us to arrest Cox. What? From the AG herself? Why? I thought we were just going to question him. Did you tell the AG we don't suspect Cox of starting the broadcast? I did, but I guess there's been a change of plans. It's possible that the guy was acting at Cox's behest. It's possible. We don't know. But according to what the wife said, the wife seemed to say that it was the first time that Moore was arrested, it was Cox's fault. So if we believe her, why does she want us to arrest him? She said that we have strong reason to believe that he is part of the Liberators. Did she bother telling you what she is basing that on? No. No? We don't have time to waste here, Conrad. Let's go get him. Do you want to do the talking? I'll see if I can have a look around in the meantime. Sure. I don't think he's going to give us trouble, but keep on your toes. He is big in the security business after all. A doorbell, very low tech. Broken fluorescent light. Lovely. Good evening, Mr. Cox. I'm Agent Long. This is my partner, Agent Conrad. Good evening. Sorry I don't have more chairs in here. We'll stand. I hear there was a break-in on Mr. Brown's watch. I didn't expect this sort of slip-up from him. I apologize. We're not here for him, actually. Mr. Cox, you are under arrest. You are suspected of providing support for an interplanetary conspiracy. I see. Oh, jeez! Shit, Gary! Put down that gun immediately! Get out of my way. You just shot a CDI agent. It's over, Mr. Cox. Oh, please, don't overestimate your power. What about your wife? You just leave her behind? I don't care about my wife. She'd be thrilled if I disappeared. Now get out of my way or I'll make you. Come on, I know you still care about your wife. I don't give a shit about that bitch. You had your chance. Did I just die? I might have just died. Conrad, he's moving. Are you okay? Yeah, I think. You? Yeah, same. Just some bruises. Glad we wore our vests. What about Cox? Fucker got away. Set his office on fire. Looks like he had something to hide. Shit. Can't believe he got the jump on us like that. We should have been more careful. Manhunt's already underway. We have to get him. So what do we do now? Go back home and take a break. Although I'll tell the chief what happened. Let the adrenaline settle and hook yourself up to the medbay for a quick checkup. We'll have to wait and see if Moore or Cox turn up. If they do, I'll give you a call. If not, I'll see you at HQ tomorrow. Copy that. I should have known from the conversation that we had with the wife that they didn't care about each other anymore, but I was kind of wondering if my own guy is talking about how even though he's divorced and separated from his wife, he still cares about her. I was wondering if that was like foreshadowing or like meta clue, but apparently not. I was just projecting because I still care about my wife. Sad day. I wonder if there was anything that we could do to stop him from escaping. Like if I had bluffed to be like, oh, the building's surrounded. I wonder if that would have made a difference. But can't go back. Hey, Neil. Hey, Kat, everything all right? No, Laura's disappeared. What do you mean disappeared? I let her go to that stupid party. She promised she would be home over an hour ago. Have you tried calling her? Of course, but she's not answering. She's probably having fun and forgot the time. But why won't she pick up? It's not like her. Maybe the music's too loud. I'm sure she'll come home once she realizes she tried to reach her. She won't want you to worry for too long. All right. Hey, Neil, you want to swing by for a glass of wine? I'm on the train right now on my way back from work, and I'm pretty tired. Is it okay if I swing by spontaneously? Oh, yeah, of course. I'm sitting here waiting anyway. If I'm too tired to come and she's still not there in an hour, give me a call, okay? Okay. Did not tell her I just got shot. Hit my vest. I'm fine. I am gonna go visit her. Hey, wanna go up to the roof? Yeah, why not? Haven't been up there in a while. It's one of the reasons why we rented the apartment, remember? Of course I do. Getting excited about things is so easy when you're 24. Want a cigarette? I don't... Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Still the same brand, huh? Yeah, getting a little tired of it, but changing things about your life would mean too much work? Funny. Come on, it wasn't aimed at you. I'm that way too. Everyone is. So how's life going? Okay, I guess. Yours? Same. I know it's silly, but I sometimes still wonder why it didn't work out with us. There was a time when I was so sure we were a perfect match. I've asked myself the same a million times. And? I came up with lots of different answers. We were too young for a kid, I was too focused on my new job, our place was too small. I wanted to find that one good reason to explain it to myself, to make sense of it, but honestly, I think we were just bad at it. We couldn't stop fighting about the same small bullshit. And we kept hurting each other for no reason until we reached a point of no return. That's it. Maybe you're right, but that's sad, don't you think? Yeah. Don't worry too much about it, Laura. I'm sure she's fine. We should be happy for her that she's having a good time at that party. You said yourself she had some trouble fitting in with the other kids. Yeah, I know. It's just, I think about the shit I did when I was her age. It's probably why I worry so much about her. But you turned out okay, and I'm sure Laura will too. She's smart. I can barely keep my eyes open. I have to go home now before I fall off this roof. If Laura isn't home in an hour, give me a call, okay? I will. Thanks for swinging by. It was nice to be up here with you again. I'll stay a little longer. What a throwback, huh? It was nice. See you soon. Get back with your woman! Hoping she wasn't, like, kidnapped or something. What's down here? Oh, nothing. Guess I will keep on going home. News. What we got? Developments in Banny's murder. As previously reported, Drovian Foreign Minister Joseph Banny was shot dead by an unknown assassin last night around 1:30. Attorney General Amelia Thorne announced this morning the CDI has already arrested the suspected killer, but did not elaborate on his identity or motives. Liam Campbell, chief of the CDI's Terror Prevention Unit, which was in large part responsible for Banny's visit during his stay, is expected to make a statement of his own later today. Daniel Murov, Soviet Prime Minister of Drovia's colonial government, called the murder an extraordinary failure of the Garian state, adding it was a scandal that Drovian politicians have to fear for their lives on Garian soil. Drovia today has already spoken to two key witnesses, Mr. Banny's personal bodyguards, Carl Smith and Lisa Morton. They were both present at the villa at the time of his murder. Both are reported to have been treated respectfully by the CDI, and the Garian authorities showed genuine concern and professionalism in the matter. That was me! Let's go up, and we're just gonna go to sleep. I have to run another ad break soon.
I met my own tired gaze in the glass. There were so many things on my mind. Laura's disappearance worried me more than I had shown. I thought maybe it had been the wrong call to let her go to that party. In hindsight, it probably wouldn't have mattered. And then there was Cox. He was somewhere out there. At the time, I was hopeful we'd catch him and get some much-needed answers, but he hasn't turned up to this day.
I guess we never get him. Oh man, did we blow our one chance? Welcome, Mr. Conrad. Your visitor is waiting inside. Visitor? I'm not expecting anyone. Okay. Before we get into this, we're gonna run the ad break. BRB.